Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome into Livingston Academy as we get ready for our first broadcast of Lady Wildcat Volleyball in this 2023 season as Livingston Academy plays host to Gordonsville tonight. Seems like we're always here when Gordonsville comes to town. Gordonsville, coached by Brian Leslie. The Tigers are 1-1 on the season. Lady Tigers, as they come in 1-1 for this season. They'll start number 3, Callie Underwood, number 13, Kamara Young, number 16, Kelsey Watts. Number 18, Kelsey Haley is the libero. Number 23, Ashlyn Naylor. Number 24, Brooke Briggs. And number 33, Dariana Bell, the starters for Gordonsville. They are dressed, both teams dressed in the black tonight. The Lady Wildcats with the blue shorts, Gordonsville with the black shorts. Tonight, Livingston coached by Christy Jenkins. She's assisted by Hannah Hammonds and Christy Hammonds. The Lady Wildcats are 3-0 on the season. They'll start number 6, Kinley Webb. Number 7, Hallie Mosley. Number 24, Sydney Moffitt. Number 11, Mally Carwile. Number 20, Chloe Jenkins. And number 2, Cora Copeland. The starting 6 for the Lady Wildcats as they actually get Mia Hughes out there to start, but Moffitt will replace her quickly as the libero. So it will be Livingston to serve to start with Kinley Webb to serve for the Lady Wildcats as Moffitt does come in now for Livingston Academy. As Webb, one of the seniors on this roster for Livingston. It's ready to get this game underway. Gordonsville. They started their program back in 2001, so a pretty young program as Webb's serve will be played in the back row right to the net where it's taken down by Mosley for the kill for the Lady Wildcats. A little free ball there for Hallie Mosley to get the kill for Livingston Academy, and it will be a point for the Lady Wildcats to put them in front 1-0. The serve goes into the net, though, from Webb, so it evens the score at 1 apiece. Serving now for Gordonsville, Kelsey Watts stepping out to serve for the Lady Tigers. Watts to Mosley. This one right over the net, popped up in the air by Gordonsville's Young. She'll set outside. That one dug in the back row by diving Carwile, but can't control it. That's going to go out of bounds as it will be off Livingston. The point for the Lady Tigers to put them in front 2-1 on their first offensive point of the game. Best of 5 in this varsity matchup tonight. Back row, Moffitt. That's very close to the net. Webb will try to get to it. Can't do so on that pass near the net. And the point going to go to Gordonsville as Watts doing a pretty good job serving for the Lady Tigers to get this one started. Back row, Webb to Moffitt. Moffitt going to set Copeland outside. She'll tap it over with the left hand. There to play it is Watts. They'll set outside for the spike by Underwood, dug by Moffitt. Mosley will play it across. Underwood is there. They'll back set to Young, dug in the back row by Carwile. Outside, Mosley taps over the block and down by Hallie Mosley. Pretty move there by Mosley just to tap that one over the top of the block and get the point for the Lady Wildcats. A couple of subs going to come in for Livingston as Lainey Dishman will check in. Matea Daly will check in for the Lady Wildcats. As Daly stepping out to serve. In a 3-2 Gordonsville lead. Back row, this one played by Haley. Back set Young, dug in the back row by Daly. Dishman will get to it. Moffitt will take it across in the back row. That is Haley. Now saved by Watts. They'll take it across. Free ball here for Webb. Moffitt with the bump set to Dishman swinging away. She's dug in the back row by Watts. They'll set outside to Underwood. That one's dug by Webb. Moffitt bump set Copeland. She'll tap over the block and down. Got it over the block of Callie Underwood and Dariana Bell. A little soft touch there by the sophomore Cora Copeland for the Lady Wildcats, and Livingston ties it up at 3 apiece. Daly, short serve, just over the net and down. Ace there for Matea Daly to drop that one across the net. Sometimes the net is your friend, sometimes it's your worst enemy, and that time it's the friend of Matea Daly, and Livingston moves back in front 4-3. Daly in the back row to Haley. Back set Young, taps over the block. Moffitt is there with the save. Webb, back set Copeland swinging away off Haley and out of bounds. It's a point for Livingston Academy as the Lady Wildcats will get the kill from Cora Copeland for Livingston. As Daly to serve once again. Back row Haley. In the middle, they'll go to Briggs. They'll set Young. That's off the net. Don't think it ever got across. It might have been blocked by Dishman and Chloe Jenkins, who's checked in for Livingston, but I'm not sure if they got it, but it is a point for the Lady Wildcats. Daly serves it to Young. Tapped up in the air, taken across by Watts. Played by Moffitt now. Webb set in the middle to Jenkins, and Jenkins will take it down with the clean kill for the Lady Wildcats. Daly to serve. Daly now. The back row to Underwood. They'll set Underwood coming to hit, and she finds the open floor. Diving effort by Moffitt, but couldn't get there. The point going to go to Gordonsville as they'll get a sub in. A couple of subs checking in. Rather, it is just the one with sitting down Dariana Bell as the serve will be played by Webb. Tapped up by Jenkins, but tapped into the net. Leaving the lineup, or coming in the lineup, Melinda Holder for Gordonsville on that serve. So Gordonsville cuts the lead down to 2 at 7-5. Holder in the back row, Webb to Moffitt. They'll set Copeland outside. That's her strong side, the left hand. Popped up in the air. Young is there. Tapped across by Briggs, and they'll call the catch on Brooke Briggs. Catch going to be called on Gordonsville as stepping out the serve will be Jenkins. Jenkins goes back row to Underwood. Set by Briggs in the middle. Naylor will be dug by Jenkins, but that's out of bounds. Gordonsville serving once again. Played in the back row by Webb. Moffitt outside to Dishman. That's pounded off the block for the kill for Lainey Dishman. Point for the Lady Wildcats as they get the serve back. Livingston's going to get another new player onto the floor. J.C. Garrett going to check in. She'll replace Cora Copeland. Garrett coming in to serve for Livingston Academy. Jump serve from the near side, played there by Holder. Underwood will get to it, tapped across by Watts. Webb sets Dishman outside. That one didn't get across as Mia Hughes back in there for Lady Wildcats tried to play that one out of the net. And it will go to Gordonsville for the point for the Lady Tigers. This one played by Garrett. Now to Webb, tapped across by Hughes. The back row Holder. They'll set in the middle to Naylor, and Naylor will hit it long. That one hit out of bounds off the set of Callie Dillard, who has checked in. No, that is 24. That is Briggs. As Livingston going to get Mally Carwile and Hallie Mosley back on the floor. Dishman and Daly going to sit down as Carwile to serve in a 10-7. Livingston lead. Holder. They'll set outside to Watts. One-handed dig by Moffitt. Tapped across by Webb. Haley in the back row. Briggs will set outside to Watts. She's going to pound that one down. Diving effort over there by Mosley for Livingston Academy. Couldn't get to it. And the point going to go the Lady Tigers. Haley to serve. With Livingston leading 10-8. And Haley mishit there on the serve for the point for the Lady Wildcats. Moffitt stepping out to serve. Back row they go to Underwood. Briggs will set Young. Taps over the block to Carwile. Way up outside Mosley, swinging away and down for Hallie Mosley. Mosley with the kill for the Lady Wildcats to get that one right in the middle of the floor where nobody was at for Gordonsville, and Gordonsville going to take a timeout. They'll call it, trailing by 4, 12-8 here in game 1. Timeout taken by Gordonsville as Livingston leads 12-8 here in game 1. Sub coming back in for Gordonsville as Holder going to sit down. Bell will come in replacing her. Moffitt to serve for the Lady Wildcats. Moffitt in the back row to Underwood. Haley will tap it outside to Watts. Free ball for Moffitt. Now to Webb. Webb back set to Jenkins, swinging away. And a net call going to be made on Jenkins on that follow-through. Got into the net. Powerful swing by the sophomore, but her momentum carried her into the net, and the point going to go to Gordonsville, and the serve will go to Brooke Briggs. Briggs in the back row. Carwile to Webb. Webb outside Mosley, off the block and down. Good swing there by Hallie Mosley. Just pounding that one off the blockers to get the point for the Lady Wildcats and get the serve back for the Lady Wildcats and a 4-point advantage as Copeland going to come in replacing J.C. Garrett. Webb to serve now for Livingston. Kinley deep in the back row to Haley. New player in there, number 13, that's Young. Just switched sides on me. Webb takes it across quickly, and Young can't get to it. Little shoot there by Kinley Webb on 2, and Livingston caught him napping a little bit, and Webb crafty getting the point there for the Lady Wildcats, getting the serve back for her as well. Webb goes back row to Haley. Briggs back set to Watts, blocked by Jenkins, and Mosley blocked again by Jenkins and out of bounds off Bell. That went off Dariana Bell and out of bounds off Gordonsville. A couple of blocks. Jenkins and Mosley combined for the first one, then Jenkins all by herself for the second one as Webb to serve for Livingston. Kinley in the back row to Gordonsville. Outside they'll set Young, who hits it into the net. Point goes to the Lady Wildcats as they extend the lead to 7 now. It's 16-9. Webb serving once again. Just over the net. Haley will dive to get to it. Briggs with the catch as she tries to set Watts on the little back set. But 2 contacts there on Brooke Briggs, and the point going to go to Livingston Academy's Kinley Webb. Webb rolling off the points on her serve here. Webb. Haley will let that one go, and smart decision there by Kelsey Haley, letting that one go out of bounds, and the point going to go to Gordonsville. I'm assuming that's Kelsey Haley. We'll check between games as this one goes to Moffitt. And Copeland didn't expect it to go to her on the first pass. It's going to be a point for Gordonsville to get them back to within 6 at 17-11 here in game 1. Webb bump set to Mosley over the top of the block and down. Good touch there by Hallie Mosley, just to drop that one over the outstretched hands of the blockers there for Gordonsville, waiting for them to kind of come down, and then just right where the hands vacated the area, Hallie just tapped it right across, and now Matea Daly back in for Livingston, along with Lainey Dishman for the Lady Wildcats. Daly in the back row. Briggs back set to Bell, and they're going to call the catch on Briggs. Double contact there on Brooke Briggs, and the point going to go to Livingston. That's twice they've called that on that back set. Don't know if she's letting it rest in the hands too long. Daly. Haley in the back row. To Briggs. She'll set Young a little behind her. Young able to tap it across to Moffitt. Webb high in the air. Jenkins will play it across. Watts now to Briggs in the middle. Bell off the block of Jenkins. Mosley is there. Webb back set Copeland. Copeland swinging away. Popped up in the air and Gordonsville can't get to it. That's Briggs that was able to pop it up in the air. But then the diving Watts can't get it going the right direction, and the point going to go to Livingston off the kill by Chloe Jenkins. Daly now to serve. 9-point lead here in game one. This one on the sideline. Underwood is there to Briggs. Back to Underwood on the outside. Blocked by Copeland and down. Cora Copeland with the roof there for the Lady Wildcats to block that one for Livingston and extend the lead to double digits for the first time at 21-11. Daly serving again. The back row, Watts. That's right on the net for Jenkins and down. Free ball there for Jenkins. Player for Gordonsville had no chance as she was trying to get the set, and Chloe just able to tap it down with two hands and get the point for the Lady Wildcats. Daly serving now. Back row to Underwood. Briggs. Back set Young off the block. Briggs is there. Bell will tap it across, but Webb is there in the back row. Moffitt outside to Dishman. Dug by Haley, but out of bounds. Off of the libero for Gordonsville, and the point going to go to Livingston Academy and move them to within 2 points from game one. Daly to serve once again. In the back row, Haley. Now to Briggs. Briggs outside Underwood over the top of the block, but Moffitt passes to Webb. Now a little tap over by Copeland, and they can't handle it. A little miscommunication there. There's a couple of players there for Gordonsville, and they tap it out of bounds to set up set point number one for Livingston Academy. Best of 5 here in this varsity matchup. There will be a JV game after this. It will be best of 3 as Daly to serve once again for Livingston. Daly to Underwood. Briggs. Now the back set to Young. Taps it over the block and finds the open spot. Kamara Young with a smart play there to find the open spot to drop it in as Ashlyn Naylor going to check back in, as is Melinda Holder. Bell and Haley will sit down. Holder to Moffitt. Webb sets Dishman close to the net. She'll tap it over with the left hand. Dug by Gordonsville. They'll tap it across to Moffitt. Webb in the middle. Jenkins. She's blocked, but pops it back up in the air to Copeland. Copeland going outside Dishman over the top of the block, but that one's long for the point for Gordonsville. They hold off game point there on the serve of Melinda Holder. But now Livingston tries to close it out defensively here. That one played by Webb. Daly to Dishman. In the back row, Holder. Briggs. In the middle, Naylor. Tapped over to Moffitt. Webb now. Back set, Copeland swinging away off the block and down for the point and the set for Livingston Academy. Lady Wildcats win set 1, 25-13. We'll take this break. We'll come back. We'll have set 2 coming up in just a moment.
Quality care close to home. Livingston Regional Hospital.
Protecting the newest Overton County residents. Livingston Regional, named one of the state's best award winners for its work at reducing infant mortality. The BEST Award focuses on the importance of breastfeeding, early elective delivery reduction, and safe sleep for Tennessee babies.
Quality care close to home. Livingston Regional Hospital.
Hello friends, are you in the market for a new mattress or bedroom suit? Puckett's Furniture is your Tempur-Pedic and Sealy Posturepedic mattress dealer. Take advantage of Puckett's low price guarantee, plus up to 80% off of our Jameson solid latex mattress sets, putting thousands of dollars in your pocket. queen mattresses starting at $599. Come check out our large inventory of solid wood bedroom suits before these ridiculously low prices are gone forever. Financing also available. Huckett's Furniture since 1954. Come on down!
25-13. I've been doing this forever, it seems like, and I still don't really know what to call each one, but we're going to call it sets because in the end you win the game. So that's what we'll go with as Livingston wins set 1, 25-13. Starters for game 2 for the Lady Wildcats. They've got Kinley Webb out there, Mally Carwile, J.C. Garrett, Hallie Mosley, and Chloe Jenkins for the Lady Wildcats. For Gordonsville, they've got Kelsey Watts, Kamara Young, Dariana Bell, that is Kelsey Haley, wearing number 1 instead of number 18. Also out there is Callie Underwood, Ashlyn Naylor, and Brooke Briggs for Gordonsville. Head coach Brian Leslie, they're 1-1 on the season. Livingston, their head coach Christy Jenkins, assistant coaches Hannah Hammonds and Christy Hammonds. Lady Wildcats are 3-0 as you're watching Livingston Academy Volleyball, brought to you by the Snow Shack on West Main Street in Livingston. Go there for a good lunch and all kinds of frozen treats there at the Snow Shack on West Main in Livingston. As Gordonsville will serve to start game 2. Played in the back row by Moffitt to Webb. Webb going to set Mosley outside. That one's blocked, but dug by Carwile. Webb bump set to Jenkins. Free ball here for Gordonsville as Briggs will pass it outside to Watts. Free for Livingston as Moffitt to Webb. Shoot set to Jenkins. Dug by Haley. Tapped up by Watts. Played across by Haley. Moffitt now to Webb. Webb outside Mosley. Reaching back and winding up on that one. Able to take it off the block and down for the point for the Lady Wildcats to get them started on defense 1-0. And J.C. Garrett going to sit down. Cora Copeland will come in replacing her. Webb to serve now for Livingston. As she'll put this one in play in the back row to Watts. Briggs sets outside to Young. Dug in the back row by Carwile. They can't get it out of the net, though. Webb trying to play that one on the bounce out of the net. Couldn't get to it, and the point going to go to Gordonsville to tie the score at 1 apiece. Just underway with set 2 here in this matchup between Livingston Academy and Gordonsville. Watts, the back row to Moffitt. Now to Webb. Webb in the middle, Jenkins. Off the block of Bell, dug by Young. Then Bell tries to tap it over, but taps it in the net, and the point going to go to Livingston Academy as Carwile and Mosley going to sit down. Daly and Dishman will return for Livingston. Lady Wildcats won set 1, 25-13. Got to win the best 3 out of 5 in this varsity matchup. Back row Watts. Free ball here for Jenkins to Webb. Webb tries that one-handed set back to Copeland. Nobody there that time, and the point going to go to Gordonsville. Naylor coming back in, as is Melinda Holder. Bell and Haley going to sit down. Holder with the serve and a 2-2 set. Back row Webb. Moffitt now. Bump set to Copeland. She'll try to hit it. No, taps it across to Watts. Briggs to Naylor, and Naylor mistimed that one. It's going to be a point for Livingston Academy. Mia Hughes checking in for the Lady Wildcats as she'll come in replacing Sydney Moffitt to play in the front row. Chloe Jenkins to serve now for the Lady Wildcats. Jenkins in the back row. Underwood is there. Briggs back set Young swinging away, but long on the spike attempt by Callie Underwood, rather by Kamara Young. Young able to get a good swing on that one. It just carried on her out of bounds. Jenkins Serving once again. The back row, Underwood is there. To Briggs. Back outside to Underwood, hitting from the back row. Never went across as Underwood tries to play it again. The point going to go to Livingston Academy. So Jenkins to serve now for Livingston. Coey in the back row to Underwood. To Briggs. Watts trying to take it across, but Webb is there, then tapped across by Naylor, and she'll get it to go down for the point for Gordonsville to get them to serve. As they lead 5-3, Jenkins going to sit down. Moffitt will come in replacing her. Young going to leave. Coming in replacing her will be Callie Dillard, checking in for Gordonsville. Seeing her first action, Dillard to serve. Here in a 5-3 Livingston lead. That one goes into the net for the point for Livingston. They get the serve back as J.C. Garrett will check back in for Livingston. She'll replace Cora Copeland. Garrett to serve now for the Lady Wildcats. Garrett, that unique serving motion. Briggs outside Underwood. Dug in the back row by Moffitt. Webb sets Dishman outside. Laney dug in the back row right back to the net. Tapped across on a good play by Naylor. Webb going to set Dishman again. This one's off the block, but Underwood is there. Briggs to Naylor, but they're going to call a catch on Briggs. She's doing something that the officials don't like. That's the third time they've got Brooke Briggs on that double contact, and a timeout going to be called by Coach Brian Leslie, and he may be going to try to figure out what that is. Let's take a moment to thank our sponsors for making tonight's broadcast possible. Muscle Factory, Exit Rocky Top Realty, Frontier Chevrolet, Walnut Grove Church of Christ, E.B. Gray Jewelry and Gifts, Willow Grove Marina, Lucky Red Stables, Wascon Incorporated, Maynard's Auto Sales, R&M Family Pharmacy, Farmers Insurance Rick Savage, Overton County News, Physical Medicine Center of the Cumberlands, Livingston Family Healthcare, Livingston Dairy Queen, Bullseye Security, Livingston Regional Hospital, First Church of Livingston, Gary Maxwell Insurance, Jerry's IGA, Highway Tire, Puckett's Furniture, Milton Rains and Family, People's Bank and Trust Company, Farley & Sons Construction and Excavation, Farm Bureau Insurance, Highway 111 Deli, Livingston Dance Studio, and Smith's Septic Service. Garrett to serve once again for the Lady Wildcats. J.C. in the back row. Watts fooled with it for a moment. Naylor will set Underwood. Popped up in the air by Daly. Can Garrett get to it? She will. Webb will take it across. Holder is there. That one's right at the net. Tapped across, but Webb is there, and we've got a net on Gordonsville and a point for Livingston Academy. That's good hustle by J.C. Garrett. Getting to that second contact, able to pop it up in the air to make it possible for Webb to take it across. And the Lady Wildcats extend the lead to 5 at 8-3. Garrett. That one goes into the net, though, for the point for Gordonsville. So the Lady Tigers will get the serve. They'll get the point also and cut the lead down to 4 at 8-4. As Callie Underwood to serve now for Gordonsville. In the back row, Moffitt will play it to Webb. Outside Dishman. That one's blocked. Popped up in the air by Garrett, but Daly can't get to it. Hard hit ball there off the block. And just too hot for anybody on the side trying to recover after that block to be able to play it. The point goes to Gordonsville. Underwood. In the back row, Moffitt. Can they get to it? It plays off the roof. Daly, good awareness of where it's at. Shot across by Hughes and into the net is going to go Gordonsville for the point for Livingston Academy. Coach Leslie asking something of the lead official. I think he may have thought that there was more contacts than should have been, or double contacts, as Mally Carwile going to check back in. Hallie Mosley will check back in. Dishman and Daly going to sit down. Carwile to serve for the Lady Wildcats. In the back row to Dillard. Briggs outside Watts. Good swing. Dug by Carwile, but out of bounds. That's a good hit right there. Maybe their best hit of the night by Kelsey Watts to get the point for Gordonsville and get the serve back as Kelsey Haley going to check back in, as is Kamara Young. Before they serve, though, a timeout going to be taken by Gordonsville. They'll take their second of this set With Livingston leading by a score of 9-6 in the set. They lead 1-0, winning set 1 25-13.
Hello, friends. I'm L.G. Puckett with Puckett's Pond. I'm a professional numismatist and a 60-year member of A&A. I'm a strong buyer and collector of coins, gold, silver, and precious metals. If you want to buy, sell, trade, or pawn, then come on in and visit my money museum. It's in the back of Puckett's Furniture. I've got a free gift for the kids, and I'm ready to serve your precious metal needs. At Puckett's Pond, 1125 West Main Street in Livingston.
Come on down.
Service area. As Sydney will line it up. Back row, they go to Underwood. Briggs will chase that one down with the bump set to Watts. Carwile with a one-handed dig. Jenkins to Mosley and down. Bell wasn't ready for that little tap by Hallie Mosley, and the point going to go to the Lady Wildcats. Extends their lead to 5. They match their biggest lead of set 2 here. As Moffitt to serve once again. That's a tough serve. Watts is there. Riggs back to Watts. Dug in the back row by Carwile. Webb in the middle. Jenkins over the block, but Briggs is there. Watts going to tap across in 2 to Mosley. Webb outside Jenkins. Oh, that got across. They still have a chance, and they can't get across with Briggs popping it up. But Haley couldn't take it across. That was a good job by Bell taking that one after it kicked over the net. But Mosley, another point for the Lady Wildcats to extend their lead to 6 at 12-6. Moffitt now serving once again. Goes back row. Watts will pass to Briggs. Bale in the back row to Moffitt. That's close to the net. Webb will pull it out. Jenkins will tap it up, but that's 4 contact. Nothing they could do right there, and the point going to go to Gordonsville, and the serve will go back to Gordonsville. Coach Christy Jenkins, her team is 3-0 on the season. They start district play this week with Upperman tomorrow night, Cumberland County on Thursday night. Mosley now to Webb. Jenkins will tap across. Watts is there. Bale taps it into the net, then hits it a second time, and the point going to go to Livingston as Bale going to sit down. Emma Crawford will come in replacing her. 13-7. The Livingston lead is 6 with Kinley Webb to serve as Cora Copeland comes back in replacing J.C. Garrett. Webb in the back row. Watts. That's close to the net. Briggs will set outside to Young. Webb will pop it up. Good job there by Jenkins. Tapped across by Mosley. Chance to play defense. Underwood outside Watts. Free ball in the back row to Carwile. Webb. Push set outside to Mosley. Block. Mosley will pop it back up, but pops it out of bounds. Good block over there by Young for Gordonsville. And the point going to go to the Lady Tigers as they cut the lead back to 5 at 13-8. Watts in the back row. Moffitt to Webb. Webb back set Copeland off the block and down. We said this is a great situation for Livingston Academy. You've got the strong side hitter on the right side, which is usually either Mosley or Dishman, who's coming back in now. You've got Copeland on this, what would be the weak side, but she is left-handed, so really Livingston 2 strong side hitters in this lineup for Coach Christy Jenkins, and they do very well with that. As Matea Daly back into serve in the back row to Haley. Briggs outside Underwood. Well hit off of Daly, but Moffitt is there. Copeland going to tap across to Watts. Back set Young. Young off the block and down. Good cut there by Kamara Young able to just kind of hit that one with a little English off the block, and Naylor going to come back in, as is Holder. Holder will come in to serve as she replaces. They've got two liberos. You don't see too many teams that do that. Holder in the back row. Daly. Webb. That's Jenkins, who will take it across. Free ball for Underwood. That's close to the net. Briggs going to set it anyway. Naylor is there, but Webb will dig her. Underwood outside to Copeland. Dug by Holder. Briggs back set Young. Diving effort by Moffitt. Webb to Dishman off the block, but Underwood is there. Briggs sets Underwood. She'll tap over the block. Webb will dig, but digs it into the net. Pretty placement right there by Callie Underwood to get the point for Gordonsville as they cut the lead down to 4 at 14-10. Holder off the net to Moffitt. Webb sets outside Copeland, swinging away, dug by Briggs. Watts bump set. That is Underwood with the kill. Callie Underwood with the kill for Gordonsville to get the point for the Tigerettes as they'll cut the lead down to 3 here in set 2. Livingston won set 1, 25-13. Holder in the middle to Webb. Moffitt is there with the bump set to Dishman outside, dug by Watts. Briggs going to set Underwood, and she'll find the open spot. Callie Underwood, a couple of good placements there, and Livingston wants a timeout. They'll call it with the Lady Wildcats leading by 2, 14-12 here in set 2.
Hey guys, this is Jason coming to you from Frontier Chevrolet in Livingston, Tennessee, 2350 Cookeville Highway under new management. That is correct, under new management here at Frontier Chevrolet. Guys, I want to let you guys know about all the vehicles that we have on the lot right now. We have a big super savings event going on, and if you haven't noticed, we're giving back to the community. We had a turkey giveaway here on Thanksgiving. Be looking forward again coming around Christmas time. We believe it's going back and helping the community a lot. So we want you guys to make sure you like and share the post. That way everybody gets the opportunity to come up here and get a gift at no cost at all to you.
Back row, Webb. Moffitt, the bump set. Jenkins will tap it across. Holder, now to Briggs. Briggs to Underwood. Tries to find an open spot, but Dishman is there. Webb back set to Copeland off the block, but Young is there. Briggs in the back row to Watts. Free ball here for Webb. To Moffitt. Bump set to Dishman. Can't hit it hard. Dug in the back row by Watts. Briggs now to Underwood. She'll tap it back row to Daly. Webb gets to it to set Dishman off the block. Dug by Jenkins. Webb back set Copeland off the block. Jenkins is there again. Webb will set Jenkins this time. She'll just tap it softly and down. You can't pound it through them, go over the top of them, and that's what Chloe Jenkins did there to get the point for the Lady Wildcats as Mia Hughes going to check back in for Livingston. She'll replace Sydney Moffitt as the Lady Wildcats get the serve back now for Jenkins. Chloe in the back row to Watts. Briggs outside Underwood. That's off the out-of-bounds pole and out of bounds. So it's a point for Livingston Academy. Jenkins to serve now for Livingston once again, extending the lead to 4 on her last serve. Jenkins in the back row, they go to Holder. Briggs now going to set Young. Young with the spike and the kill. Kamara Young with the kill for the Tigerettes to get the point for Gordonsville, and the serve back for them. As Young going to leave, Dillard will come in to serve for her. So Kamara Young sits down. Callie Dillard comes in replacing her. Dillard to serve here. The back row to Moffitt. Tapped across by Hughes. Dug by Briggs. Watts will take it across to Webb. Quickly to Moffitt. Back set to Dishman. Off of Dillard in the back row and down for a point for Livingston. Dishman able to just find the angle to take that one around the block. Dillard couldn't control it, had it go off her forearm and out of bounds, and the point goes to Livingston as Garrett to serve once again for the Lady Wildcats. Garrett with the jump serve. Tough one there. Holder will get to it. Briggs outside Underwood off the top of the net. Garrett is there. Webb bump set outside Dishman. Watts can't control it as Laney got a good swing on that one to get it down for the point for the Lady Wildcats and to extend the lead to 5 at 18-13. Garrett to serve once again as JC will play this one. Goes back row to Holder. Good pass to the front row. Naylor will take it across, but Moffitt is there on the diving dig. Webb now to Dishman, who hits it in the net. Dishman would love to have that one back as the point goes to Gordonsville, and the serve will go to Callie Underwood here for the Tigerettes. And she'll serve this one. Underwood in the back row to Moffitt. Webb now to Dishman. That's a better swing. Doug, though, back to Moffitt. Webb sets in the middle to Hughes. Hughes over the top of the block. They're there with Underwood to dig that one. Now Watts has that one go off of Daly. And that's a good swing by Watts. She's had a couple of big swings for Gordonsville. It's the point there for the Tigerettes to cut the lead down to 3 at 18-15. It'll be Gordonsville serving here with Underwood trying to get them even closer. Livingston won set 1, 25-13. This one in the back row to Moffitt. Webb in the middle, they go to Hughes off the block of Naylor. Played over by Holder. Garrett to Webb. Outside Dishman. Well hit, but Dillard is there. Holder to Naylor. Free ball for Livingston. Moffitt now to Webb. Across and 2. Naylor will pop it up. Watts is there. Got to take it across. Briggs does, but Garrett will get it to Webb. Webb outside to Dishman, close to the net. She'll tap it over the block and down. Laney Dishman knew it was too close to try to hit it through Briggs and Naylor, and she'll tap it over the top of the block to get the point for the Lady Wildcats and get the serve for Mally Carwile. Carwile to serve now for Livingston as she takes this one in the net, though. Lead back to 3 for Livingston Academy as Haley comes back in. Kelsey Haley checking in, coming back in also. Emma Crawford for Gordonsville. Haley to serve. Trying to get them even closer here. Haley goes outside and too wide on that far side and out of bounds for the point for the Lady Wildcats. They extend the lead back to 4 at 20-16. Moffitt. Jump serve. Back row, too long. A little too much on that one from Sydney Moffitt, and that'll let Brooke Briggs serve once again. Before she does, though, Kamara Young going to check back in. Briggs stepping out to serve for the Tigerettes. They're staying close in this one. Moffitt to Webb. Webb outside Mosley back in there, and that one's down. Pretty kill by Hallie Mosley. She's hit the ball well tonight for the Lady Wildcats as she finds that open spot right to the side of the diving Underwood, and the point goes to Livingston to move this to 4 points from set 2 as Kinley Webb to serve for the Lady Wildcats. Webb in the back row to Watts. Briggs in the middle they go to that new player out there. That is Emma Crawford, who hits it long, and the point for Livingston Academy. Webb serving once again, 3 points from a 2-0 lead. Kinley in the back row. Haley falling down, saves it to Briggs. Outside Young, dug by Moffitt. Webb bump set in the middle to Jenkins over the top of the block, but Underwood is there. Crawford across in 2 to Moffitt. Webb with the back set to Copeland in her wheelhouse, but she hits it long. Oh, Cora Copeland winding up on that one, but took it long over the end line, and the point goes to Gordonsville to get them to serve back, and a much-needed stop there by the Tigerettes. Watts stepping out to serve. Just across the net. Webb will save it to Mosley, who takes it across in 2. Briggs, back set to Young. That's off the block and down by Kamara Young. So Gordonsville cuts it back to 3 at 22-19. Kelsey Watts serving once again for the Tigerettes. Ready for this one here. Watts in the back row. Moffitt. Webb pops it in the air to Mosley from the back row, rather to Carwile from the back row. Young will play it back to Watts. Moffitt Now to Webb. Shoot set to Jenkins off the block, but Carwile is there. Webb back set to Copeland. Taps it over the block and down. Cora Copeland went soft on that one. Able to tap it over the top of the block to get the point for the Lady Wildcats and to move to within 2 points of set 2. Daly trying to serve this one out here. She needs 2. Underwood couldn't handle that one. Fooled her. It just kind of died when it got to Callie Underwood. Thought she was going to be able to play it with the hands up top, but then it kind of dropped on her. Couldn't get control, and set point here for Matea Daly. Daly back to Underwood. She'll dive and can't control it. So Daly back-to-back serves there to get the win in set 2 for Livingston. They win it 25-19 to take a 2-0 lead over Gordonsville. We'll be back to Livingston in just a moment.
Hello, friends. I'm LG Puckett with Puckett's Pond. I'm a professional numismatist and a 60-year member of A&A. I'm a strong buyer and collector of coins, gold, silver, and precious metals. If you want to buy, sell, trade, or pawn, then come on in and visit my money museum. It's in the back of Puckett's Furniture. I've got a free gift for the kids, and I'm ready to serve your precious metal needs. At Puckett's Pond, 1125 West Main Street in Livingston.
Come on down.
Quality care close to home. Livingston Regional Hospital.
Protecting the newest Overton County residents. Livingston Regional, named one of the state's best award winners for its work at reducing infant mortality. The Best Award focuses on the importance of breastfeeding, early elective delivery reduction, and safe sleep for Tennessee babies.
Quality care close to home. Livingston Regional Hospital.
Snow Shack here on Overton Events. Happy to have you with us. If you enjoy our coverage of Livingston Academy Sports, go to our YouTube page, subscribe to our YouTube page. Cost you nothing to subscribe. Or go to our Facebook page. If you're watching us on Facebook, give us a follow there. Give us some likes on our Facebook page to help us continue to grow that. Follow would be a great thing. Go to our Facebook page and follow us. Livingston won set 1 25-13. They won set 2 25-19. Lady Wildcats a chance to close this one out in 3 as out there to start set 3 for Livingston. Cora Copeland, also Chloe Jenkins, Hallie Mosley, Mally Carwile, Mia Hughes, and Kinley Webb. Sydney Moffitt over talking to head coach Christy Jenkins as she'll go on the floor now, replacing Mia Hughes. Gordonsville's got Naylor, Young, Underwood, Briggs, Haley, and Watts out there for the Tigerettes. Webb to serve to start set 3. Kinley with the jump serve. Underwood right at the net, and Jenkins into the net. Yeah, I think she probably did on that one as it came across. Ball might have actually pushed it into her. That free one there, her eyes kind of lighting up for that, but it's a point for Gordonsville as they'll take the 1-0 lead. It's one of the few leads they've had tonight. I think they led set 1 1-0. Actually, they didn't. Back row Moffitt. Now to Webb. Webb back set. Copeland swinging away. Haley will dig it in the back row. Briggs now to Watts. Taps across to Mosley. Webb back to Mosley. Hallie swinging away off the block and down. Hallie Mosley. Big night hitting the ball for the Lady Wildcats as Dishman and Daly going to come back in. Mosley and Carlisle going to sit down. Laney Dishman, Matea Daly checking back in for Livingston as Daly will serve for the Lady Wildcats. Matea in the back row. Watts kind of fooled her a little bit and she couldn't recover. Might have played one out of bounds even on that. So the point going to go to Livingston, and Coach Leslie going to make a change as Callie Dillard will come in replacing Callie Underwood. Daly, soft serve, doesn't get across. May have been trying to drop it into that big open spot right there in the front left corner of the Gordonsville side, and just a little bit short on that attempt as Ashlyn Naylor to serve now. In the back row to Webb. Moffitt outside Copeland. Copeland cuts around the block, but Dillard is there. Riggs outside to Watts. Dug in the back row by Daly. Moffitt will try to save it. It's off the roof and down. That one kind of handcuffed Matea Daly that time as she tried to play it with the bump pass. But it got up into the shoulder, and the point going to go to Gordonsville to move them back in front, 3-2. Naylor in the back row. Webb is there to Underwood. In the air now to Dishman. Dishman swinging away, but out as that one went wide beyond the diving Naylor. And the point going to go to Gordonsville. Naylor to serve for the Tigerettes, taking their biggest lead of the day. Back row Moffitt. Pass. Webb will save it to Copeland. Copeland over the top of the block, but Naylor is there. Bell will take it across in two to Webb. Moffitt outside Copeland over the top of the block. Dug back row Dillard. Briggs back set to Young. Young dug in the back row by Daly. That's close to the net. Bell will try to take it down, but Copeland is there. Jenkins taps across, but Young will play it. Watts now to Briggs over the top to Moffitt. Webb outside Jenkins trying to end this rally, and she does. Right, I said Jenkins. That is Dishman with the kill for Livingston Academy. Laney Dishman put a stop to that long rally with that one rolling down the top of the net, and the point going to go to Livingston Academy to cut the lead back to 1 at 4-3. Jenkins in the back row. Dillard, that's right on top of the net. And a little miscommunication there as nobody took charge of that one. The point going to go to Gordonsville. Moffitt going to come back in. She'll replace Jenkins. Holder stepping out to serve. Holder in the back row. Diving effort by Daly. Play down the net by Dishman. Briggs, quick set to Bell, dug by Webb. Moffitt now to Copeland, swinging away. Haley is there. Bell across in two. Daly will make the bump pass to Webb. Bump set. Moffitt hitting out the back row and down. Sydney Moffitt. They let me have a swing at this, and it goes off the block and down with Lady Wildcats to give them the point and the serve back to J.C. Garrett. Garrett the serve now for Livingston. Jump serve by J.C. in the back row. Dillard. Briggs outside Watts. Hits it into the net. Point will go to Livingston Academy. That one in the net will tie the game at 5 apiece. Tie the set at 5 apiece, trying to win the game here. Best 3 out of 5 wins this one. Gordonsville's got to win 3 in a row, and Haley can't control that serve from J.C. Garrett, the sophomore. So Garrett puts them in front by 1 on her serve, 6-5. J.C. to serve once again. Garrett to Dillard. Briggs will tap it across, but Moffitt is there on a diving effort. Webb up to the net. Dishman will tap it across with the left hand. Briggs sets Watts outside off the top of the net. Dishman with the bump pass to Webb. Right back to Dishman. Laney pounds it down for the point, going off of Holder to score the point for Livingston. Dishman, the smart play with the left hand, the strong play with the right hand to get the point for the Lady Wildcats and move them in front by 2, 7-5. Garrett. Jump serve. Back row, Haley. Briggs. Outside Watts. Goes back row to Daly. Garrett will try to save it. Moffitt will take it across. Free ball here for Holder. Briggs going to set Bell on the quick set. Webb will dig it to Dishman. Now Webb will tap it across in the back row. Dillard, that's close to the net. Briggs going to set outside Watts, and she hits it long. Daly, smart move, getting out of the way of that one, and the point going to go to Livingston Academy. But before the serve of Garrett again, Coach Leslie wants a timeout. They'll call it. Trailing by 3, 8-5 here. So let's take a moment to thank our sponsors for making tonight's broadcast possible. Smith's Septic Service, Livingston Dance Studio, Highway 111 Deli, Farm Bureau Insurance, Farley & Sons Construction and Excavation, People's Bank and Trust Company, Milton Rains and Family, Muscle Factory, Exit Rocky Top Realty, Frontier Chevrolet, Walnut Grove Church of Christ, E.B. Gray Jewelry and Gifts, Willow Grove Marina, Lucky Red Stables, Wascon Incorporated, Maynard's Auto Sales, R&M Family Pharmacy, Farmers Insurance Rick Savage, Overton County News, Physical Medicine Center of the Cumberlands, Livingston Family Healthcare, Livingston Dairy Queen, Bullseye Security, Livingston Regional Hospital, First Church of Livingston, Gary Maxwell Insurance Agency, Jerry's IGA, Highway Tire, and Puckett's Furniture. J.C. Garrett serving once again for the Lady Wildcats in this 8-5 set. Back row, Haley. That's a free ball if it gets there. Tapped across by Briggs. Garrett is there. Webb outside Dishman. Off the block. Dishman pops it back up to Moffitt. Moffitt will set Dishman again. Off the block. Watts with the dig. Now to Briggs. Outside Watts. Back row, Moffitt is there. Webb in the middle now to Hughes. Hughes will tap it across, but Holder is there. Briggs outside Watts. Watts going to hit it long and out of bounds for the point for Livingston Academy. Watts has some power, but when she gets on top of the ball that way, or not on top of the ball enough, it sails long, and that one did there for the point for Livingston to move them back out by 4 at 9-5. Garrett in the back row, Holder. Briggs in the middle, Bell. Bell hits it long. Unforced point there for Livingston Academy. Is that one going long over the end line? Point will go to the Lady Wildcats with Garrett to serve once again. Garrett just off the net and down for the ace for J.C. Garrett. Just caught the top of the net, dropped to the open floor for the ace for the Lady Wildcats, and the point going to extend the lead to 6 now at 11-5. Garrett serve here for Livingston. That one doesn't get across. Tried the same thing, and it goes in the net. The point will go to Gordonsville. They'll get the serve back, as stepping out to serve will be Kelsey Watts. Callie Dillard will sit down. Callie Underwood will come in replacing her. Watts in the middle of the back row to Moffitt. Webb sets Dishman. Dishman, strong hit, and Holder can't control it. Just self-preservation that time by Melinda Holder to keep it off her face, and the point goes to Livingston Academy. Carwile and Mosley return for Livingston as Malley will step out to serve for the Lady Wildcats. Carwile in the back row to Holder. Saved by Briggs. Bell in the back row to Carwile. Webb back set to Hughes, and Hughes will take it into the net. Point for Gordonsville, going to cut the lead back to 5 at 12-7. It'll be Haley stepping out to serve. Naylor coming back in. She'll replace Bell. Haley, soft serve over the top of the net. Mosley will tap it across. Briggs now to Watts. Free ball for Livingston. Naylor in the back row to Moffitt. Webb outside Mosley off the block and down for the point for Livingston Academy. Mosley off the block of Briggs, playing it to where it will go out of bounds. Sometimes that's the best decision. Just hit it really hard if you're on that side and try to get it to go back out of bounds, and that's exactly what she did. Moffitt serving. Back row Watts to Briggs. In the middle, Naylor plays it with the left hand. Webb to Mosley, and Haley can't control it in the back row for Gordonsville. Mosley kind of had to double clutch there and is able to get that one to go down for the point for Livingston Academy. Moffitt to serve in a 14-7. Livingston lead here in set 3. They won set 1 25-13. Set 2 25-19. Moffitt in the back row, Holder. Watts outside to Underwood, dug by Carwile. Webb outside Mosley. Dug in the back row by Watts. Underwood. Back row Underwood or Moffitt is there, and then Webb can't get to that one. That would have been a tough play for Kinley. It's going to drop for the point for Gordonsville, and they'll get the serve back. Stepping out to serve, Brooke Briggs for the Tigerettes. Briggs into the net, though, for the point for Livingston. Unforced error there by Gordonsville as Cora Copeland going to check back in. J.C. Garrett will sit down. J.C. had a good run on her serve to help get this lead. Webb trying to extend this 7-point lead. Kinley. Ace on the diving effort by Haley. Just able to get the knuckles on it there as that one just died as it came over the net. The point going to go to Livingston Academy. Webb to serve once again. Webb just across. Watts will dive. Copeland going to be blocked by Naylor. Naylor with a good block there for Gordonsville to get the point for the Tigerettes, and the serve for Callie Underwood. Underwood trying to get them back in it in a 7-point game. Back row Moffitt to Webb. Webb in the middle to Jenkins. Taps across and down. Naylor was there, so Jenkins just kind of a little power dink there to change directions of the volleyball and drop it right behind Naylor for the point as Mosley and Carwile leave. Daly and Dishman come back in for Livingston. Daly on the serve. Back row to Watts. That's close to the net. Briggs with the one-handed set, but Naylor wasn't ready for it. Briggs tried just a little shoot set where you just try to hit it right on the hand of the setter, but it went too far behind Naylor for her to get to, and the point going to go to Livingston. Daly in the back row. Watts pops it up in the air for Briggs. Briggs outside Young. Back row Webb. Moffitt will chase it down. Free ball here. No, Daly can't take it across. And the point going to go to Gordonsville to cut the lead back to 8 at 18-10. Naylor stepping out to serve. Before she does, though, Dillard going to come in replacing Underwood. Bell going to come in replacing Haley. Naylor trying to get them back in this one, trailing by 8. Back row, Daly to Webb. Back set to Dishman. Blocked, but Daly is there. Moffitt will set Dishman. Blocked again, but Moffitt is there. Webb will take it across. Bell is there, and Bell will take it down. Couple of blocks there by Gordonsville. Livingston able to keep them alive, but Bell just a wide open chance there and able to tap it down for the point for the Tigerettes. Naylor in the back row to Webb. Moffitt plays it in the middle to Copeland. Copeland swinging away and down. That's right where Copeland likes to hit it. And she's able to take it down against no blocker there and get the clean kill for the Lady Wildcats. Gets the point, gets the serve back for Chloe Jenkins. Jenkins to serve here. Back row, Dillard to Briggs. Briggs shoots that to Bell, and Bell hits it wide. Just missed that sideline right in front of Coach Christy Jenkins. Her team 3-0 on the season as they begin district play this week with home games against Upperman and Cumberland County. You'll be able to see those live right here on Overton Events. Jenkins in the back row, Dillard. At the net, Briggs sets outside Watts, and Watts will find the open floor. Kelsey Watts able to get the kill for the Tigerettes on a tough set. It was to her left. She was kind of falling that way, able to cut it back between a couple of Lady Wildcats in the back row and get the point. Now Holder going to come back in to serve. 8-point Livingston lead, 20-12. Holder in the back row, Webb. Dishman will pop it up with the left hand, and Daly will push it across to Watts. Briggs sets Watts outside. Can't swing. Taps it across. Webb will play it to Moffitt. Now to Copeland over the top of the block, but Holder is there. Briggs in the middle. Shoot set to Bell, but dug by Webb and tapped across by Hughes. Outside they go to Watts, who'll take it down for the kill once again for Gordonsville. And they've cut it to 7 now at 20-13. Off the serve of Melinda Holder. As Holder to serve once again. Back row, Daly will play it to Briggs, and Briggs will take it down on 1. That one just sitting up there for Brooke Briggs as she got the clean opportunity there, able to get the kill on that one and cut the lead back to 6 at 20-14. Holder in the back row to Daly. Webb trying to get to it, can't do so. That's another point for Gordonsville to cut the lead down to 5. 4 straight off the serve of Carolyn Holder. As Livingston needs a stop here to stop this momentum. Moffitt to Webb. Outside Copeland. Copeland will do that. Copeland with the kill for the Lady Wildcats as they stop that service game of Holder and get a point off of that and get the serve back for J.C. Garrett. J.C. the serve now for Livingston. Goes back row to Holder. Bump pass to Briggs. Outside Watts. Can't swing away at that one. Moffitt with an easy pass to Webb. Outside Dishman. Dishman hits it in the middle. Haley will dig that one. Holder now. Watts will play it across to Garrett. Webb sets Hughes in the middle, and Hughes will hit it long. It'll be a point for Gordonsville to cut the lead back to 5 at 21-16 and get the serve for Kelsey Watts. Dillard going to leave. Underwood will come in replacing her. So Watts with the serve in the back row to Moffitt. Now to Webb. Webb outside Dishman swinging away and gets the kill. Laney Dishman with the kill for the Lady Wildcats, going between a couple of defenders to just find that crease there in the blocking scheme by Gordonsville. Gets the point, gets the serve back now for Mally Carwile. 3 points away from the game for the Lady Wildcats. Carwile in the back row. Holder to Briggs. Briggs back to Watts. Free ball for Carwile to Webb. Webb outside Mosley. That one's off the block, but Hughes is there. Mosley will hit it again, and Holder can't control it. Hughes with the pretty pass off that save there to Mosley. Off the block, and Mosley with the second chance, able to get the kill for the Lady Wildcats. They're 2 points away from the game now. Carwile in the back row. Holder a little confused, but able to pop it up in there to Watts. Now Haley will play it across, but she did catch the line over there. Good placement there by Kelsey Haley to just drop that one on the out of bounds line and stop the serve of Livingston and get the serve back for herself as she'll step out the serve here. Haley. Jump serve. Back row, Carwile to Webb. Hughes now will take it across to Haley. Briggs outside Underwood, and they're going to call a catch again on Briggs. Brooke Briggs called for that double contact. Livingston won set 1, 25-13. They won set 2, 25-19. They're 1 point away from set 3 in the game here off the serve of Sydney Moffitt. Moffitt in the back row to Watts, and that one's out of bounds, and that will do it. So Livingston, the 3 straight set win for the Lady Wildcats varsity team. Stay tuned. We've got JV action coming up here in just a little bit as this one wraps up here with Livingston winning, as we said, 25-13, 25-19, 25-17 in the 3 sets to win the game. Let's take a moment as this one closes out to thank our sponsors once again. Puckett's Furniture, Highway Tire, Jerry's IGA, Gary Maxwell Insurance, First Church of Livingston, Livingston Regional Hospital, Bullseye Security, Livingston Dairy Queen, Livingston Family Healthcare, Physical Medicine Center of the Cumberlands, Overton County News, Farmers Insurance Rick Savage, R&M Family Pharmacy, Maynard's Auto Sales, Wascon Incorporated, Lucky Red Stables, Willow Grove Marina, E.B. Gray Jewelry and Gifts, Walnut Grove Church of Christ, Frontier Chevrolet, Exit Rocky Top Realty, Muscle Factory, Smith Septic Service, Livingston Dance Studio, Highway 111 Deli, Farm Bureau Insurance, Farley & Sons Construction and Excavation, People's Bank and Trust Company, and Milton Rains and Family, our sponsors here on Overton Events. We thank them for making it possible for us to be able to bring these events to you. Livingston again wins with the win. The Lady Wildcats go to 4-0 on the season. With the loss, Gordonsville drops to 1-2 as Livingston wins it in 3 straight, 25-13, 25-19, and 25-17 to win the 3 here against Gordonsville. We'll take this break. We'll come back. We'll have our JV matchup coming up in just a little bit. not wasting any time as they get this JV matchup underway. Livingston taps it across, and Gordonsville can't control it, so the Lady Wildcats will go in front 1-0 for Livingston out there. Cora Copeland for the Lady Wildcats. Also, Calla Pierce, Bella Burns for Livingston. Also out there is J.C. Garrett as Copeland, the serve, going to be played by Holder. She'll get it to Crawford, who taps across to Pierce. Copeland outside, Garrett swinging away. That off the block and out of bounds for the point for J.C. Garrett on the kill. So Garrett is out there. Also number 21, Tatum Pendergrass. And number 19, Adriana Romines for the Lady Wildcats. Copeland to serve here. Jump serve from Copeland in the back row, played by Gordonsville. They'll tap it across, and Romines can't control it. And the point going to go to Gordonsville. For the Lady Tigers, they've got number 3, Callie Underwood, playing this one as well. Number 6, Emma Crawford. Number 10, Cheyenne Bradshaw. Number 11, Delaney Watkins. Also number 14, Adeline Bush. And number 30, Melinda Holder gained the start. But now they're going to bring in number 23, Ashlyn Naylor. And number 33, Dariana Bell. Bell with the serve, played in the back row by Pierce to Copeland. Now Burns trying to take it across. Will hit that one under the net, and the point going to go to Gordonsville to move to tie the game at 2 apiece. Got started a little quick on me here as we try to keep pace with them here this evening. As again, just a very short time between games. Is Bell in the back row, Copeland. Now to Pendergrass, tapped across by Romines. Dug there by Watkins. Now Naylor to Holder. Outside, swinging away is Bush, but dug by Livingston. Holder trying to take it across, and it just catches on the net cord and bounces back for the point for Gordonsville, rather for Livingston. As Bella Burns going to leave for the Lady Wildcats. Coming in to replace her will be Zoe Anderson, checking in for the first time, as Garrett now to serve for Livingston. Garrett in the back row, Bell. Now to Holder. Holder outside to Bush. Dug by Pierce. Copeland with the pass over to Anderson. Taps across. Bell is there. Holder outside. That's off the block. Anderson will try to save it. Romines will pop it up, and Copeland will take it across. Bell now to Holder. Holder in the middle to Watson. She'll tap it across, but Romines is there. Anderson dug by Holder, and then Watson going to hit it, rather Crawford going to hit it into the net. Emma Crawford there, that's 6 instead of 16 for Gordonsville. And now Garrett to serve. Livingston leading 4-2. Garrett in the back row, Bell. Now to Holder. Holder outside, they'll go for the kill by Crawford. Crawford with the big swing for the point for Gordonsville to cut the lead down to 1, as it'll be stepping out to serve Delaney Watkins. Watkins to serve for the Tigerettes. Before she does, though, Livingston's going to get Maddie Hall into the ballgame, replacing J.C. Garrett. Serve going to sail wide from Watkins. And the point goes to Livingston Academy. Be Pendergrass stepping out to serve for the Lady Wildcats. Back row they go, where it's played by Watkins, or by Holder, tapped across and in by Naylor. Naylor able to find that open spot on the back row. Pendergrass going to sit down. Pierce will come in replacing her. It'll be Crawford stepping out to serve now for Gordonsville. Deep serve. Pierce pops it up to Copeland. Copeland now to Romines, who'll push it across. The back row is Holder. Well, that is Holder with the set to Naylor. Dug in the back row by Hall, but it goes off the roof. And a point for Gordonsville to tie the score at 5 apiece. Stepping out to serve. Once again, Crawford trying to move them in front here in set 1. Copeland to Romines in the middle now. And mistiming that one is Ford for the point for Gordonsville to move them in front by a point, 6-5. Crawford. That one goes in the net to tie the game at 6 apiece. So Romines to serve now for the Lady Wildcats. And she'll step out for Livingston. That one just across the top of the net. Diving effort there by Gordonsville. Tapped across, but Pierce is there. Pierce will dig it again. Forward now will set Copeland, who taps it across in the back row to Watkins. Holder now to Naylor. Anderson. Copeland able to save it across. Holder will tap it in the back row, where Hall will make the pass to the front row, but then double contact going to be called on Livingston. And the point going to go to Gordonsville as Underwood coming back in. Bale will sit down. So again, Bush stepping out to serve. Hattie Lynn Bush for the Tigerettes. That one just across the top of the net and down. Gordonsville back out by 2 at 8-6 now. Here in game 1, best of 3 in this JV matchup. First two are to 25, last one to 15 if needed. Bush. And unable to get to it is Hall there for the Lady Wildcats. The point going to go to Gordonsville. They move in front by 3, 9-6. Off the serve of Bush. Back row Hall. The pass now Romines will tap it at the net, and Naylor going to hit it out of bounds on that free one. Just sailed wide on Ashlyn Naylor that time, and the point going to go to Livingston. The serve going to go to Livingston. As Bella Burns going to check in for the Lady Wildcats. She'll come in replacing Zoe Anderson. So Burns, the serve here in set 1. And that one goes off the side of the hand of Burns, and the point goes to Gordonsville. Also the serve to Gordonsville. As Naylor going to sit down, Cheyenne Bradshaw coming back in for the Tigerettes. Bradshaw serving. That one going to be wide and out of bounds for the point for Livingston. Cuts the lead down to 2 now at 10-8 here in game 1. Pendergrass coming back in for Livingston. She'll replace Ford. As Pierce serving. Back row, that's off the hands of Bradshaw. Trying to save it as Gordonsville. And a little Holder will take it across. Romines going to set Copeland, and Copeland hits it long. Adriana Romines with the little back set to Cora Copeland, but Copeland hits that one over the back line. The point going to go to Gordonsville. Serve to Gordonsville as Melinda Holder will step out to serve. Tigerettes leading 11-8 here in set 1. Holder and the back row. Pierce pops it in the air to Pendergrass. Now Copeland off the top of the block. Gordonsville Holder will set Underwood outside, blocked there by Pendergrass and Copeland, but Gordonsville has another chance. They'll take it in the back row. Pierce is there. Garrett now will push it across as she's falling down. Holder back set to Watkins, played up by Livingston. Garrett tries to hit back row, popped up in the air by Bradshaw, and Holder will take it across. Pierce now to Romines. She'll set Garrett. Garrett can't hit it hard, taps it across. Holder outside Underwood. Underwood hits that one wide as Burns makes a good decision to let that one go out of bounds. And the point will go to Livingston Academy. Lady Wildcats cut the lead to 2 now, at 11-9 as Copeland to serve for Livingston. Cora stepping out. Just over that. Diving effort there by Gordonsville. They'll tap it across. Free ball for Copeland. Very close to the net. And Romines will tap it down. Adriana Romines just tapping that one down with the right hand to get the point for the Lady Wildcats. Cuts the lead down to 1 now, at 11-10 as Copeland trying to tie it up on her serve here. Back row. Underwood takes it across. Copeland is there to Romines. Outside Garrett. Garrett with the swing, but this one goes long and out of bounds for the point for Gordonsville and the serve for Gordonsville. It's going to be number 11. No, it's not 11. It's going to be checking in to serve for Gordonsville. Number 33, Dariana Bell, serving. Back row, Burns pops up in there. Garrett will save it. Pierce will take it across and misses wide. Pierce just trying to play that one inbounds, but couldn't do so, and the point will go to Bell. Bell to Copeland on this near side to Romines. Now Garrett taps it back row and finds the open floor. J.C. Garrett, pretty placement that time to drop that one in for the point for the Lady Wildcats. As Anderson going to check back in. Burns will sit down for Livingston. Garrett, the serve once again for the Lady Wildcats. Back row, Holder will set this one outside to Watkins, dug by Garrett. Copeland back to Garrett, hitting out of the back row. Can she find the line again? This time she does not. It goes long and out of bounds for the point for Gordonsville as Maddie Hall checks back in for the Tigerettes. She'll replace J.C. Garrett. Serve here from Gordonsville just across the top of the net and down for the point for the Tigerettes, Delaney Watkins. Watkins dropping that one in for the point to move them in front by 4, 15-11. Watkins serving the back row to Hall. Through her hands, but Pierce is there. Now Pendergrass in the back row to Watkins. Holder will set Naylor. She's dug by Anderson. Copeland back to Anderson, swinging away off the block. Naylor will tap it across to Pierce. Copeland now to Hall, and Hall can't take that one across, and the point going to go to Gordonsville to move them in front 16-11 here in this JV matchup. Livingston won the varsity matchup in 3 straight sets today to go to 4-0 on the season. Deep in the back row, Hall will pop it up in the air to Copeland. Copeland outside Romines over the top of the block and down. Pretty placement there by Adriana Romines to drop that one in for the point, just cutting it around the block right down the net. The point for Livingston as Pierce going to sit down. Kate Ford will come in replacing her. Pendergrass to serve for the Lady Wildcats. Back row, Watkins to Holder. Now to Naylor. Hall in the back row. Copeland will save it. That's close to the net, and they can't get it around the out-of-bounds pole. So the point will go to Gordonsville to move them in front by 5 again, 17-12. Emma Crawford serving now for the Tigerettes. In the back row to Pierce. Copeland pops it right up on. No, it's on the Gordonsville side. Naylor will take it across in the back row and catch the line. Naylor able to get that one on the out-of-bounds line. The point going to go to Gordonsville as they move in front by 6, 18-12. Crawford now to play this one to Copeland. Romines just taps it across and down. Not much else she could do with that one as the pass goes over her head, and Adriana just kind of punches that one across for the point. And now she'll get the serve for Livingston Academy. Dillard coming back in for Gordonsville. She'll replace Bell as Romines to serve. Trying to cut into this 5-point Gordonsville lead. The back row, they weren't ready, and the point goes to Romines. Crawford trying to make the pass over on this near side to Bush. But they were in the process of changing positions as Romines takes it back row to Watkins. Now, no, that was Watkins. That was tapped down by Copeland, and it'll be a point for Livingston. Copeland able to tap that one down for the point as Livingston cuts the lead down to 3 at 18-15. Romines to serve once again for the Lady Wildcats. The back row, Dillard to Holder. Holder outside now to Watkins, who takes it across to Pierce. Romines in the middle, Ford, and Ford hits it into the net. Point going to go to Gordonsville as they lead it over Livingston Academy, 19-15 here in set 1. Best 2 out of 3 in this JV matchup. As it'll be Adeline Bush stepping out to serve. Bush in the back row to Hall. Romines at the net, and no one can get to it, so the point going to go to Gordonsville as they take a 5-point lead, 20-15 here in set 1. Romines to Copeland. Copeland going to set Hall, who taps it across. to Bush. Outside now, Dillard going to be blocked by Copeland. Don't know if it would have went across or not, but Copeland made sure. And the point going to go to Livingston. The serve going to go to Livingston. As J.C. Garrett going to come back in, as is Bella Burns. Hall and Anderson going to sit down. Burns to serve for the Lady Wildcats. And that one goes into the net for the point for Gordonsville to move them up by 5, 21-16. For the serve, though, Bradshaw going to come back in, replacing Naylor. Bradshaw to serve. Pierce to Garrett. Now Romines will take it across. Holder sets Dillard over the top of the net. Dug by Garrett. Romines back to Garrett on the bump set. J.C. dug in the back row by Gordonsville. Dillard swinging away. Pierce is there for Livingston. Romines with the bump set now to Garrett. She'll swing from the service line. That one going to be dug nicely by Gordonsville. They'll tap it across and down. As with the play there, as Delaney Watkins gained the point for the Tigerettes to move them in front 22-16. Bradshaw to serve now for Gordonsville. The back row, Pierce to Romines. Romines tries to set Hall, but that's too low for her to hit. Free ball here for Gordonsville as Dillard will take it across. Pierce can't handle that one in the back row, and the point going to go to Gordonsville. 23-16 Tigerettes here in set one. As they are 2 points away from the set. Cheyenne Bradshaw to serve. Romines takes it across in one. Romines will play it again. Copeland pops it up in the air. Hall will tap it across. Holder outside Dillard. Dillard over the block. Garrett will dig her, but Ford can't pull it out of the net. And the point going to go to Gordonsville, and they'll serve for set one. 24-16 as Bradshaw tries to serve it out here. Pierce to Ford. Now Copeland will tap it across. Popped up in the air by Crawford. Tapped over by Holder. Copeland to Romines. Back to Copeland swinging away. Dug in the back row by Bush. Holder sets Dillard, who will tap it across. Burns now to Romines. They try to save it, can't do so, and Gordonsville wins set one. They win it 25-16. As we'll take a moment to thank our sponsors making tonight's broadcast possible. Milton Raines and Family, People's Bank and Trust Company, Farley & Sons Construction and Excavation, Farm Bureau Insurance, Highway 111 Delhi, Livingston Dance Studio, Smith's Septic Service, Puckett's Furniture, Highway Tire, Jerry's IGA, Gary Maxwell Insurance, First Church of Livingston, Livingston Regional Hospital, Bullseye Security, Livingston Dairy Queen, Livingston Family Healthcare, Physical Medicine Center of the Cumberlands, Overton County News, Farmers Insurance Rick Savage, R&M Family Pharmacy, Maynard's Auto Sales, Wascon Incorporated, Lucky Red Stables, Willow Grove Marina, E.B. Gray Jewelry and Gifts, Walnut Grove Church of Christ, Frontier Chevrolet, Exit Rocky Top Realty, and the Muscle Factory, our sponsors here on Overton Events. You're watching Livingston Academy Volleyball, brought to you by the Snow Shack on West Main Street in Livingston as the Lady Wildcats get out there. Bella Burns, Calla Pierce, Adriana Romines, J.C. Garrett, Tatum Pendergrass, and Cora Copeland for Livingston. As Copeland will serve for Gordonsville, it's going to be Crawford, Dillard, Holder, also Bradshaw, Watkins, and Bush out there for the Tigerettes. Coach Brian Leslie with some last-minute instructions to his team. Coach Christy Jenkins has her team out there. As Copeland to serve now for Livingston. Gets this one underway. And she has that one played in the back row by the Tigerettes. Holder sets Crawford, who hits it into the net. Livingston goes in front 1-0 here in set two. Got to win 2 in a row to win this JV matchup as Copeland to serve once again. Copeland in the back row, played there by Watkins. Now Bush to Crawford. Popped up in the air by Burns. Pierce, good hustle to get to it. Copeland will take it across in the back row. Bradshaw can't control it. The point and the serve going to go to Livingston Academy. Actually, they already had the serve, so they get the point off the serve of Cora Copeland as she starts this set 2 here with the serve for Livingston. As Copeland serving for the Lady Wildcats. 2-0 here in set 2. In the back row, Watkins and Bush. Can't play that one. The point goes to Livingston. They move in front 3-0 here in this set 2. Copeland to serve once again. Cora now. Played over by Watkins. Garrett to Pendergrass. Back to Garrett off the top of the net. Dillard is there. Holder outside Dillard. She'll go in the back row where it goes off Burns and out of bounds. Touched last by Livingston. Basketball going to go, rather the volleyball going to go to Gordonsville. And the point to the Tigerettes as they score their first point of set 2. To cut the lead down to 2 at 3-1. Dillard. The back row, Pierce. Copeland to Garrett. Free ball for Gordonsville. Bradshaw to Holder. Tapped across by Gordonsville. Romines going to set Pendergrass. They're going to call the double contact on Romines, and the point going to go to Gordonsville. Cuts the lead to 1 at 3-2 as Callie Dillard stepping out to serve once again. Back row, Pierce can't control that one. Plays it out of bounds. The point will go to Gordonsville to tie the game at 3, or to tie the set at 3 apiece. Dillard to serve once again. They won set 1, 25-16 here tonight. Back row, Pierce to Burns. Free ball here as Pendergrass will bump it across. Dillard to Holder. Holder outside to Bush. Dug by Garrett. Pendergrass taps it across, but Bush is there. Holder will play it across with one hand to Garrett. Romine sets Garrett, who swings away, but Dillard's there for the dig. Holder going to set Bush, who taps it across. Good save there by Copeland, but they can't pull it out of the net, and the point going to go to Gordonsville as they will get the point there to move in front by 1, 4-3 here in set 2. Callie Dillard serving again. The back row, Burns. Can't play that one across, and the point goes to Gordonsville. They move ahead 5-3. They didn't put that one on the board. Dillard. The back row, Pierce. Romines outside Garrett. Garrett with a big swing, but hits it out of bounds. So the point goes to Gordonsville to move them in front 5-3 as Dillard to serve once again. Back row, that's off Pierce and out of bounds. Point again to the Tigerettes. Dillard serving here. Pierce to Romines. In the middle, Pendergrass over the top. Dillard is there to dig it. Holder, back set to Watkins, dug by Copeland, tapped across in 2 by Romines. Holder, in the middle they go to Crawford, who'll kill that one for the point for Gordonsville as they score another here. Dillard stepping out to serve once again. That one goes off the nose of Burns. Livingston able to play it across. Dillard is there. Holder will tap it up to Bush, who taps it across and down for the point for Gordonsville. So Gordonsville able to keep that one alive, and Adeline Bush able to tap it across for the point. as they move in front now 8-3 here in set 2. Pierce to Copeland. Copeland outside Garrett. Garrett taps across, and they're going to call the catch on J.C. Garrett, so the point goes to Gordonsville. Dillard doing a good job on her serve here. Has extended the lead to 7 at 9-3. Burns just touched that one. She thought about letting it go, but then at the last second, that right hand touches it, and the point goes to Gordonsville. Dillard serving once again. The back row, Pierce pops it up in the air. Romines back to Pierce. Free ball here for Gordonsville. Holder at the net, and Bush can't get to it. And the point and the serve going to go to Livingston Academy. J.C. Garrett to serve for the Lady Wildcats. Burns going to sit down. Anderson will come in replacing her. Garrett serving once again for Livingston. The back row, Dillard pops it up in the air. Crawford will take it across to Pierce. Romines. Now Copeland hitting from the back row. Holder will dig her there. Tapped over by Watkins, and Pierce can't get to it, and the point going to go to Gordonsville. Hall checking back in, and she'll come in replacing Garrett. Naylor going to check back in for Gordonsville. She'll replace Bradshaw. Serving here is Watkins, who serves that one under the net. The point will go to Livingston. Tatum Pendergrass to serve the Lady Wildcats. Is Ford going to come back in? She'll replace Pierce. Pendergrass with the serve in the middle, popped up by Holder. Tapped across by Naylor. Anderson to Romines. In the middle, Ford. She'll get it across to Naylor, and Naylor will tap it down. Free one there for Naylor, as she's able to hit that one down into the open floor and get the point for the Tigerettes. Crawford serving once again. Played up by Pierce. Did that catch the line? It did not. It's out of bounds for a point for Gordonsville to move them in front by 8 now. 13-5. They won set 1, 25-16 in this JV matchup. Livingston won the varsity matchup in 3 straight as Pierce can't make the pass to Romines. Diving effort there by Adriana hitting the floor. Livingston's varsity team won 25-13, 25-19, and 25-17 to stay unbeaten on the season. They begin district play tomorrow night at home against Upperman. Join us for that coverage right here on Overton Events. That to be played on the 22nd of August if you're watching this later. Holder outside to Bush, dug by Pierce, and Romines trying to tap it across, can't get to it, and the point going to go to Gordonsville. They take a double-digit lead now at 10, 15-5, as Crawford to serve to Copeland. And Livingston can't control that pass, and the point again goes to the Tigerettes. Big lead for Gordonsville here in set 2. Crawford to Pierce. Now Romines sets Anderson over the top of the block, but that one's wide and out of bounds for the point for the Tigerettes. As they'll serve once again. Emma Crawford waiting on the whistle from the chair ref. Copeland to Romines. Anderson plays it back row to Dillard. Holder tried to hit Naylor, who taps it across and down. Naylor had to change the hand position, turn kind of backhand to tap that one across and get the point for the Tigerettes. And they move in front 18-5. Crawford serving once again. And she plays this one to Pierce. Romines back to Pierce to take it across. Might have played one out of bounds as Dillard to Holder. Across to Pierce. Now Romines. Set forward in the middle over the top of the block, but Dillard is there. Holder to Naylor on a shoot set. That's off of Hall and out of bounds, and the point goes to Gordonsville. 19-5. Tigerettes leading set 2. They won set 1, 25-16. Copeland in the back row to Romines. Now Pierce hitting from the back row, hits that one long, and Gordonsville extends the lead to 15 now at 20-5. Crawford to serve once again. Back row Pierce to Romines. Now forward off the block of Naylor, who taps it up. Crawford now to Bush, who takes it across to Pierce. Romines going to set Pierce in the back row to Crawford. Quick set Naylor over the top of the block. Anderson pops it up to Pierce, and Anderson will take it across, but Dillard is there. Holder outside to Bush. Dug in the back row by Copeland. Romines will get to it. And then nobody took that one to take it across. And the point going to go to Gordonsville. Tigerettes leading 21-5. 4 points away from the game here. Pierce in the back row to Romines. Back to Pierce. She'll play it across. As Holder right at the net. Will tap it to Naylor. Anderson there for the dig. Romines back to Anderson off the net. Dug in the back row by Crawford. Holder outside to Bush. Copeland in the back row, but can't control it as that pass right between Pierce and Romines will drop to the floor, and the point goes to Gordonsville as they lead it 22-5. Crawford serving once again. Back row Copeland. Romines set right at the net, and forward able to tap it around Naylor to get the point. For Gordonsville, they're going to call a net on Livingston. Net call on the Lady Wildcats will give the point to Gordonsville. And Crawford, 2 points away from the game. That one around the net. Naylor will tap it to Holder. Bump set back to Naylor, swinging away. Copeland will dig her in the back row. Romines to Pierce. Popped up in the air. Holder on a set outside, tapped across, but forward is there. Holder now to Naylor, who hits it in the net. So the point will go to Livingston Academy as they stop that service run by Emma Crawford, and now it'll be Adriana Romines to serve for the Lady Wildcats. Romines on the sideline and out of bounds for the point for Gordonsville. They lead it 24-6 now, and they'll try to serve it out here with Adeline Bush. Bush with the serve to Pierce. Copeland takes it across, but out of bounds, and Gordonsville will win that one by a final score of 25-6 over Livingston Academy. They won set 1, 25-16, win set 2, 25-6 to win the game over the Lady Wildcats in this JV matchup. Thank you to our sponsors for making tonight's broadcast possible. For Tyler Maxwell, this is Craig Cantrell saying good night